Bienvenidos. Soy la Bruja Espinada and I am here with your Beaver full moon and Taurus reading. So let's get started. Very interesting placements that we are currently in. There's a lot of transition occurring, and this is, I believe, supposed to be a super moon, so a lot of personal lessons are being heightened at this time. There's a lot of hard work that needs to be done at this time because the placement of this full moon is in what's referred to as the Beaver moon, which is a very hardworking animal that is currently working very, very hard in this season, preparing for the winter. And Taurus also being a very hardworking creature. Ooh, got a couple that popped out. There's a lot of hard work that's going to need to be done. So the first card that fell out of the deck was the Judgment card. Ooh, it's another call to a Taurus. We also have the Ace of Cups and we have the Ace of Wands. Two aces. Emotions and passions. There is some conflicting feelings at this time. At the bottom of the deck, we have Justice. We have the Eight of Wands. We have the Devil in reverse. We have, the Star in reverse. Again, I really don't read the reversals. It's all going to get explained at the end. We have the Three of Pentacles, the Eight of Swords, the Six of Swords, Death, the King of Swords, the Two of Cups, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Six of Pentacles. We'll end here. I feel that I may need to pull a few more out, but let's get this reading started. Judgment. And that side eye ain't no joke. There is quite a bit of internal judgment that needs to be done, whether it is the concept of making a determination, which highly seems to be the case, considering that we have the Ace of Cups and we have the Ace of Wands there. You're currently in a very interesting shift in your life. So when we have this, and including the concept of the astronomical and astrological placements currently. Again, as I was explaining, the Beaver full moon in Taurus are the two most hardworking creatures in existence. And considering that this is supposed to be a super moon, and then we are on our way transitioning, moving up to winter time. So there is a lot of work that needs to be done. So, like most hardworking individuals, there is a checklist that must be completed. And the Judgment card, this is why the Judgment card is here. It is time for you to determine, or rather, not that it's time for you to determine, but currently this weird shift that you're currently in is determining what is important. It's kind of like your not necessarily spring cleaning, but like your preparations for fall, your nesting per se, is that you are not in a place where you can start to hoard. You're not preparing, or rather you're preparing for hibernation, right? When the winter time comes, sorry, I feel very scatterbrained. So There's a lot that wants to come out in regards to this message, but let's try to filter this. We're going to go into hibernation mode, right? We're going to go into the winter. And when we go into the winter, we're preparing ourselves. And not just in this social construct of like, oh, the season and holidays are coming in. There's a lot to do, a lot to get done. While that is a small factor of it, realistically, primordially, what we want to address is that there is now a change in the season, right? There's a change in the season, and that affects us internally. Not just because of all of the holidays that are coming up. So there's less, what feels like less time to get things done, because there's, if you celebrate specific holidays in which gifts are given, you know, that's one of the things that comes into play. There's just so much preparation that has to be done that it's overwhelming. And there's things that we love to do. There's people that genuinely love celebrating the winter holidays. And this is shown through the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Wands. There's a lot of feelings that are coming up, things that you're passionate about, things that you're emotional about, that bring up emotions. Excuse me, there's just a lot that's occurring at this time. So as we're preparing primordially, as I stated, for the winter time, it's not just because of the holidays and social events and things like that, but because with the time changing, the sun goes down earlier, and so feelings start to change. And a lot of the time, people will suffer from what is seasonal depression. And that is because naturally we get a lot of our happy hormones from the sunlight. And when the sun goes down earlier, these heavy feelings start to come out because it sets a, like I said, primordial, it really turns the time on its head, right? And so it makes people, a lot of people feel, not everyone feels this way, but it makes the majority of people feel like there's less time in the day, even though the time is the same amount of time. It's just that there's no sunlight to go by. So everyone, or the majority rather, sorry, not everyone, but the majority of people feel like, oh, once the sun goes down, your day is done. And so there's that pressure that starts to get built up within, because it's this feeling of, I really need to work hard on solidifying what genuinely is important to get done. That's where the judgment's coming in, making that judgment call of what's the most important thing that needs to get done before I have to be home when the sun goes down. Excuse me. And so again, that's why judgment is here. Judgment is like there's some type of internal pressure of making that checklist of what's important that needs to get done before my day's done, before the day turns to dark. And that's why we have the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Cups. There is emotionally things that are stressing you out or can cause stress if you don't get them done, but there's things that you would rather be doing instead. That's one way to interpret this. Another way to interpret this is that there has been so much heaviness during the first 10 months of the year. It's almost a new Gregorian year. We're almost to 2026. Sorry to bring that up to you guys, but it's just a fact. And so by that aspect, there is a sense of realization that not enough was done for you. That feeling of, I did for everyone else. I put my passions aside. I put my emotions aside. I haven't focused enough on myself. And that was actually my goal for 2025. Right? But that judgment card is a wake-up call. This judgment card is a wake-up call as to what it is that's truly important to you. And first and foremost, you are you. You're not anyone else. While people may rely on you and while you may rely on others, you are you. You are you. You are your emergency contact. You are your source of support. You are your number one fan. You are your only body. You're your health. You are your emotional well being. You are your spiritual well being. You need to dedicate some time to you. And if there's any time to start, especially since we have the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Wands, now is the time. That list, if this was a list of like the most important things to get done, I hope you're actually the first on your own list. And that actually goes to quite a few of you. Because while you may be a caretaker, a mother, a reliable source, a boss, a person that's struggling to make ends meet, a person that's surviving from paycheck to paycheck, a lot of the times that makes us put ourselves last. And this judgment card is kind of judging you in the sense of, hey, you can't be that bad bitch if you're running on nothing. Okay? So take that time to start, because it's never too late to start focusing on emotional wellness, as we have the Ace of Cups here. Or to start dedicating some time to some of your passions, something that makes you happy, something that makes you unwind, something that makes you decompress, something that makes you feel good about yourself. And that's followed by justice, because realistically, it's only fair. It's only fair that you are able to prove, not to anyone else, but prove to yourself those self-affirming manifestations you say to yourself. Now, I know not everyone does them, and actually quite a few people that I know that watch these videos are actually the ones that don't take it seriously and have a hard time taking it seriously, because I can assure you, even I have a hard time doing it. Where you're told, look in the mirror and say a self-affirming affirmation. But you know what's very interesting? And it's true, because I genuinely feel it very, very deep here in my heart space. You can, and those are the majority of you that are watching, that I know are my constant watchers. I know that while you may have a hard time looking in the mirror and telling yourself you're beautiful, you're smart, you are, the one thing that I can assure you that I know for a fact that you have no issues saying to yourself in front of a mirror, or not even in front of a mirror, is, I am that bad bitch. Or I am that boss bitch. Or I am that bitch. Bitch in the positive connotation of being amazing. You have no problem saying that and reaffirming it to others. So when I have justice here in front of you in your reading, justice here is like with all those other affirmations that you want to manifest, is understanding that you are worthy of those affirmations, just as you are just as worthy of being that bad bitch. You are worthy of being a vulnerable bitch. Now, there are some mindsets out there that have a feeling of like vulnerability is weak. No, it's not. And if you genuinely believe that, you are actually weaker than you realize. And that's why you have to say that, because that's an affirmation. And guess what? You feel it deep down inside that your feelings make you weak, then you are weak. But if you reaffirm that your vulnerability is your strength, because you have no shame and saying, yes, you have upset me. You have caused me pain, and I am showing you that pain because I deserve my feelings and emotions to be seen, because I am worthy to be seen. And if I show you this, it is because I am not nothing to be ignored, or I'm not something to be ignored. You will be held accountable for your actions. That's for quite a few of you. Not just that, but if there has been some type of injustice done, are your hard work in making sure that it never buried you, you will get your just reward. Moving on, we have the Eight of Wands. Building something amazing. The Eight of Wands is that determination. Again, that Taurus vibe, that Beaver vibe. There is something being built. There's your hard work on full display. Now, this is just reaffirming what's been going on. We have the Devil card. Now, the Devil card is that indicator of your vices, right? The things that hold you down, the things that hold you back. There's something that you have been working towards overcoming, right? So when the Devil card comes out, it's not, especially when it comes in reverse, it doesn't mean that it's the opposite of that. What it does mean is that it's not telling you that you are necessarily overcoming them. It's when it comes out in reverse, the feeling that I'm getting is you're just avoiding them. You're not necessarily dealing with the issue. And you can be like, but bruja, isn't that the same thing? No, it's not. Avoidance is not dealing with it. And trust me, I know, because avoidance is my vice. So I'm telling you though, just because you avoid it doesn't mean that you will permanently be able to avoid addressing the issue. You're just delaying the inevitable. No judgment, but we're judging, right? And so the thing is that while you're working hard and you're building towards something amazing, burying it in many different tasks does not mean you're healing. You're just delaying your healing. If avoidance is necessary in order to, what's a good example that I can give? You can drive down a road that has a pothole, and you can complain to your city or township's public works, and what will they do? They will, if there's enough complaints about it, they will fill that pothole with asphalt. They'll place gravel, they'll place sand to build up the foundation, and then they'll just put a patch over that, right? However, it's not secured enough for it to not go back into being a pothole. So what winds up happening, if you pay close attention to a pothole that's been patched, it'll start to sink again. And then it becomes a pothole again because it's not thoroughly secured. So how do you have a stable foundation? You actually have to resurface the entire road. So there comes these machines that break it up. It's kind of like, if you've ever had your nails done, it's kind of how they file a nail before they start putting treatment on it and then building it back up so that whatever materials put on top can thoroughly grip and then be smooth again and have the proper foundation. It has to be redone, essentially, for it to be sturdy and secure. But over time, it'll happen again, right? But the point of this is you can avoid temporarily if it's a patchwork in your life. But at some point, addressing that avoidance, you're going to have to, the avoidance can't be avoided forever. It's going to come back even harder, hit you harder than you realize when it comes time to it. So don't avoid it for too long if that's what you have to do in the meantime. A patchwork is not a solid foundation. And if you keep avoiding it and you don't address it as needed, now the star, I've never, ever, ever, and I'm not kidding. I'm genuinely not kidding when I say this. Again, I never read the cards in reverse because the story tends to come out, right? But in this instance, this is the first time that I've ever had a reading where a star card has come out in reverse. And I've been reading for, actively, I've been reading for, I want to say, maybe since like 2018. Close to 10 years. Close. I've never had a star card come out in reverse in all that time. So, my pointing this out and the seriousness in which I'm pointing it out is if you keep putting a patchwork, if you keep avoiding if you keep avoiding the vices that need to be addressed, healed, I don't want to say the word fixed, I'm going to say the word healed. In order to heal these vices, if they go unhealed, everything that you have had hope for, been praying for, have been putting your manifestations towards, aren't going to be happening. The longer you delay addressing this, the longer you avoid, the longer it's going to take you to get an upright star card. This is not a bad reading. I don't like to label it that way anyways. This is just, the readings that I do are messages. They're words of wisdom. Take it or leave it as you may. So, call me auntie, call me sis, call me mom, call me that crazy old crone that lives in the middle of the desert, whatever. These are just words of wisdom that I share with you. But it's true. The more that you avoid, the more that you delay that healing you need to do, and it's been pretty repetitive of what, if you follow my readings, it's been pretty repetitive of what you need to heal. I'm giving you plenty of advice. It's up to you whether or not you take it. But if you keep coming back, you're only going to get the same message every time. You need to apply what you're learning. And it's true. You may be struggling. You've been and I've always told you, the star is that light at the end of the tunnel. It's the light at the end of the tunnel that we're always looking for. It is the sign of ultimate hope. So for it to come out in reverse, not that something bad is going to happen, but this is an indicator that the delay is going to keep happening. If you delay your healing, you're not going to get healed. So delay your healing and addressing what you need to heal, you're not going to get healed. You're not going to get what you want. You're not going to get it anytime soon because you keep putting it off. There. I beat a dead horse. It's not going to move anymore. But we're also following with the Three of Pentacles. If you're trying, because you've been avoiding that healing process because of financial reasons, for material reasons, for resource reasons, this Three of Pentacles also came up in reverse. this is all just highlighting that the more that you avoid is the longer your delay is going to be. So again, this is going to affect your resources, monies, job opportunities, collaboration opportunities. A lot of resources are going to be delayed, which is going to continue the cycle of struggle, which, I mean, the delay, it's not that the struggle is going to be delayed, it's just, it's going to prolong struggle with the 8 of Swords in reverse. But then we have the 6 of Swords in reverse. The 6 of Swords is an indicator of overcoming. It is the sign of a battle won. Not that the battle was an easy battle, but that delays winning. That prolongs that, the prolonging of that struggle, and you have yet to win the war, kind of a thing. So with all this here, it's followed by the Death card. Trust me, you want to be relieved that you see this card right now. Most other times we're like, oh my God. And again, I reassure you, it's just the end of a cycle. But trust me, this cycle of the Devil in reverse, the Star in reverse, all these reverse cards, trust me when I tell you that you want the Death card to be following all of that, because this is the ultimate words of wisdom here. You have the power to end the cycle. You have that power if you use your good judgment. Your good old wizened judgment. You are able to end the cycle, and the cycle will end if you quit delaying and avoiding. Win, win. And this is what I absolutely love is following the Death card. It's the King of Swords, upright, the ultimate, no bullshit card. This card cut that shit out. I haven't said that in a while, but that's what this card means. Cut the shit. Cut the shit. Don't cry about it anymore. I mean, cry about it. It's healthy to cry about it. But in this instance, cut the shit. Cut the shit. You already know what you have to address, and yet you're not addressing it. Cut the shit. When you cut the shit, you are followed by the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups it means a lot of things. It means coming to terms with an understanding that you have the ability to choose on how you emotionally deal with the situation. This also means that you are capable of coming together to collaborate. You're coming together to find closure. The Two of Cups it means many things, but it means opportunity. It means understanding. It means partnership. It means so many things. It means choice. It's that reminder of choice, that you get to choose how you process all of this moving forward. So, with that being said, we also have the Nine of Pentacles. You want this abundant happiness, right? I know you do. This is why you're working so hard towards it. But don't avoid what you need to get taken care of. And then we have the Six of Pentacles, right? The Six of Pentacles is overcoming lack. But the Six of Pentacles isn't just overcoming lack, meaning that overcoming I'm going to say poverty for the lack of a better term. But when I say lack, is it could be that you don't have the right connections, you don't have the right information or enough information, you don't have the right materials, you don't have the right partnerships, you don't have the right connections, you don't have. Remember, Pentacles doesn't just mean monies, it means many different things that can help you succeed. But the Six of Pentacles also means investment. You have to invest in order to get. So for example, you want to have a collaboration. That means you're going to put some monies into something. So you're going to pay, let's say, for a service in order to advertise like a business, if that's what you're trying to do. Or you're trying to advertise your team or your band or your this new business that you come up with a product that you have to put some money out there to get it going in order for you to get money, right? Or if you're going to collaborate with someone, be like, hey, you know what, I'll advertise your materials, you know, if and so that's you investing into something, and then if they promote you, then you're getting that back and you're helping each other out. There's so many different ways in which this type of investment will help. You give to get is essentially, my favorite term is you take a penny, leave a penny, right? So you have to give back in order to keep getting. So the last card, oh no, it's two cards. Two cards and that's it. We have the Empress and she came out in reverse. But it's also followed by Temperance. One of your enemies is your lack of patience. This is what Temperance is here. You can reach the Empress level if you quit avoiding all this stuff. I'm not going to reiterate it. I think I've already scolded you enough like a good big sis would. But you got to be patient. And if there's anything else that I can lead a horse to water, you're the horse. And I can't make you drink it, but patience is always going to be key. The more patient you are with understanding that the longer you avoid it, the more patience you're going to have to build. So with that being said, let's move on to the Mighty Fates and let's see what they have to add. Mighty Fates, what lesson do you have to add to this message for us? So yeah, I'm not just scolding you guys because I want to, but it's that tough love, you know. Seems somber, it seems frustrating, but it's just the seriousness of it. It's, you know, the reality. At some point someone has to look you straight in the eye and tell you, cut the shit. And with that being said, we have the Warrior card. So let's see. I knew it was back here. Okay. The Warrior. Ooh. Pulling the Warrior card indicates a need for strong fire energy and internal power. The Warrior is a call to action as opposed to just a state of mind. The Warrior, it asks you to examine not just oppressive people in your life, but also the larger systems within the world, and then get to work. The Warrior is not about complacency. In identifying where you need to stand up more, you make those around you feel uncomfortable and defensive, but you must continue forward. The Warrior can have a cutting edge message. It is saying, I see what you are doing, but what else can you do? The Warrior sacrifices parts of themselves for humanity at large. A balanced warrior fights to create positive change, but may go about it in questionable ways. They are strong and resilient and do not have fear when they go up against oppressors. When the warrior is imbalanced, they can be very inflammatory and hyper-aggressive. They can push those away that may be of use to them and easily bypass things that are good for them. They don't understand the concept of pick your battles and react with equal intensity no matter how big or small the issue is. Very, very interesting. Also has a huge judgment correlation there. And let's finish it out with something nice and sweet. Animal spirit guides. Have two. We have the lion spirit, be generous of spirit, and then we have deer spirit, bring a gentle touch. I don't think I've ever pulled lion spirit. So this should be an interesting one to learn about. A healthy ego means you ease God's order instead of edging God out. The lion's appearance is a reminder that you have been given the gift of pride and a healthy sense of your worth to express your divine, authentic self in a unique way. You are both the king and the queen, secure in your prosperity and wisdom, and generous of spirit as you help others. Take pride in your ability to serve from the heart. Contentment with what you have right now allows you to use your resources wisely as you give to others in ways that educate, heal, inspire, and delight. Be proud, yet humble. Practice gratitude, and you will find that the accolades that come to you are no match for the joy of knowing what you have been able to do for others through expressing the bounty of generosity within you. Lion Spirit knows there is a great savanna before you, and many who will benefit from the healthy expression of your unique set of gifts if you choose to work in partnership with Spirit. All your relationships flourish as you express your worth and generosity of spirit with humility and kindness. What a blessing you can be to all. Additional message. Do you doubt you can do much good? Are you stuck in a state of scarcity thinking, who am I to lead? Or who am I to step into my dream? Who am I to have an amazing relationship? Who am I to think I can help? Lion Spirit is here to tell you that the antidote for low self-esteem is stepping into healthy pride. Of course, you can do all that you desire. The spark of great spirit lives inside you, and you are here to steward that amazing energy into the world. Lion Spirit knows that great spirit invested in you so that you might be a channel for Spirit's love and generosity. Take pride in your role, seeking to bring an abundance of love into the world. Perhaps you do much good already, but you're feeling unappreciated, wanting to hold back your gifts and hoard them all for yourself. Maybe you're looking for attention and praise. Maybe you were even being generous with the expectation that you would be entitled to a repayment. Know that the real magic happens when you remember there is always enough and you are always enough. Give freely without agenda or expectation, and let Lion Spirit remind you that in giving you receive. Then you will see that you are appreciated. Stop comparing yourself to others and seeing yourself as less than, for within you are a wellspring of generosity. I don't make this shit up, guys. So maybe that not worthiness is that bad advice. Just saying, if I'm going to make some correlating thoughts. Let's end this with Dear Spirit. The time has come to be gentle and diplomatic when dealing with others. You might have found yourself in a situation where negotiations are necessary in order to reach your goal. Be mindful of the words you choose, but do not worry. Dear Spirit reminds you that you have the ability to be sure-footed and confident while showing humility and respect for others. You will find that your capacity for calm and grounded communication is heightened at this time. Follow the way of Dear Spirit and you will do well, gaining the respect of others and finding common ground that is pleasing to you. Remember that understanding others and their needs will be more powerful at this time than putting your own first. If you do that, you will be rewarded tenfold. So, additional message. Dear Spirit is bringing you a gentle warning that now is not the time to engage in an argument, no matter how volatile others are being. Do not match their intensity with your own. If you are dealing with an overly assertive person, step back and disengage, lest you agree to something out of alignment with your intentions. Don't let anyone bully you into anything you're uncomfortable with. You have solid footing if you stand your ground with grace to those who disagree. Those who disagree will begin to find their own gentleness and willingness to compromise. Dear Spirit also brings the message that it may be easy to offend someone today or take offense because someone lacks diplomacy. Let all of that pass. You're not meant to take this world personally. While it is a beautiful gift to be sensitive, today you need to be a bit tougher so that any compromises you make allow you to maintain your integrity. Well. Use that good judgment. Actually, that was the wrong card. I pulled Justice. I meant to pull Judgment. Sorry. But anywho, I sincerely hope this helps. Don't avoid anything. And as always, I'll see you guys next time.